What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to BuzzerBeater, your unofficial official BuzzerBeater YouTube channel. I know it's been a little bit since my last video and I've been a little bit busy with some other stuff going on, but I did want to get just a quicker fun topic type video here for you guys. And shout out to Sixth on BuzzerBeater who suggested I actually make a video out of this, because I had asked a question in the Discord of just, have you ever just randomly set all of the ticket prices to the maximum capacity? And he said, that would be a good video idea. So I went ahead and I took one for the team, I guess you could say, and ended up randomly just setting my ticket prices to the absolute maximum you can set them to, just for a random game to just see what would happen. So essentially, the season for my Utopia team got off to a little bit of a rough start, sitting there at 2-6 when I was entering this home game where I adjusted the tickets to. So you can see me right there at 2-6 and the 6th seed right there. So not the best season, but also not unexpected. Even then, the fan base was still kind of supporting the team pretty well, I'd say, across the entire season. So you can see my prices right there for bleachers, lower tier, courtside, and luxury boxes are definitely on the lower end, especially when you're looking at those bleachers where they're just at $7. So looking at the home games for season 57, you can see the statistics for my 4 home games that I had the first 4 of the season. You can see the records that are attached to them, and then the gate receipts, as well as how many bleachers, lower tier, courtside, and luxury boxes were sold. And then down at the bottom, you can see the averages for those as well. So averaging between 76,000 and 95,000 gate receipts for the first 4 games, rounding out to about $84,000 per game. And then just over 6,000 seats, roughly, is what you're looking at for those first 4 games. And then you can see that ownership lost their mind. So went ahead and switched everything from the previous prices that you can see right there of $7, $27, $80, and $500 up to $20, $70, $200, and $1,600. So you can see that I just set them to the maximum ticket price that's allowed for those, to just kind of see what would happen and see how pissed off my fans get. And this was the result. So you can see that of the gate receipts for the averages on the season, I was looking at $84,000 roughly. For the game where I set it to the max prices possible, it dropped down to $60,000 for that one game. And then you can also see that the bleachers sold average was about $5,000 for the game where I jumped the bleacher prices from $7 all the way up to $20, dipped all the way down to 1,400 fans. And you can see that it was lower just across the entire board for lower tier, courtside, and luxury boxes as well. So actually only 28.8% of the usual crowd who was coming to the game ended up attending this game after the ownership jumped all the prices up on them. But shockingly enough, bubbles exploded, so the team still made 71.8% of the usual revenue, despite only having 28.8% of the usual crowd. So even though, only roughly 1/4 of the usual fans were going to the game, it was the diehard fans who were still willing to pay those prices. So even though hardly anyone showed up, it was still 72% roughly of the usual revenue. So it was actually not as big of a drop off as I was expecting in terms of revenue, even though the number of seats that were sold was a lot lower. And then this was actually the outcome of the game itself. So you can see our team jumped off to a lead at the beginning, 20-9 after the first quarter. steady through the second. So we were up by 11 going into the second half, and then the team kind of fell apart right there. Ended up losing by 16 right there. So potentially with the extra 4,000 fans, maybe we don't blow the double-digit lead at halftime, but just in summation, always be kind to your fans, I think, is the main thing of this video. This was a fun little experiment of just kind of seeing what would happen for those weird situations that you don't really want to test with your own team, and I was willing to just see what happened. So ultimately, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, and it was also still hilarious and funny to see how few fans showed up to the games, going to, just 1,750 total attendance for a home game is pretty insane. So that's really all I had for you guys today. I'll be coming out with some more videos here in the next couple of days and definitely throughout this week. So stay posted, and as always, guys, thanks for watching.